I thought this is a nice time to make dinner, to have this cooking class, to sort of, and make dinner at the same time. So that I'm hoping by the time we finish, it's gonna be 6 o'clock and you're all gonna have made dinner. Right. Алла, из Миннесоты, я вас не вижу, by the way. О, лучше. Еще раз, ladies, everybody's on mute, so if you need to tell me something, type in the chat. I normally would make another one for you guys to see, a ready one, but since, you know, we're trying to avoid going to the store an extra time. I didn't want to make an extra one, and we're probably not gonna eat both of them, even though I have 5 people in the family. And I think potato kugel that we're making is sort of enough for 2 nights. Well, depending again how many people are eating. There's 5 in my family, so I calculate from that. So this one would last us for probably for 2 nights. You can definitely scale down. This is something that can be adjusted and sort of. Again, I like these recipes because they're very forgiving. You can use any kind of potatoes and then find the one that you really like. But certainly any potato will work. And the quantities as well, you know, it's just use your common sense in order to put it together. So I'm gonna try my mandolin. I have a glove that I recommend always for the mandolin. I know so many people that cut their hands on this. So this is especially a glove that I give advertising to that is really great for this. I have an onion. Can you guys see my hands? No, okay. Now? Okay. So I have this large onion, and for the amount of potatoes that I have here, it's too much. And I really don't like, I like a hint of onion, but not too much. That's me personally. You can also adjust the amount of onion that you put in. You may also skip an onion altogether. Okay, and again, I'm using red because this is what I have at home. You can use yellow onion. You can use shallots. I really like shallots because they have milder flavor and they're not as pungent as onions, as regular onions. So I'm probably gonna grate just a little bit. Okay, I think that's enough for me. I don't like any more. It's about, I don't know, it's less than a quarter with this onion. And I'm gonna do potatoes. Again, it's the same if you use mandolin, if you use a regular grater that you have. And I usually do use regular grater because it's so easy to wash. And this thing, I need to put it away in the box. It's just, you know, for certain things, mandolin is so much better, and things that can come out of it are, they look better. So I'm gonna show you what I have. I have something like this. I mean, you certainly will have similar thing with the regular grater. We're gonna use 3 eggs, and we're gonna mix the potatoes with eggs, cornstarch. First, we're gonna add cornstarch and salt, and then we're gonna add eggs. And let me finish this potato. Let's all put the skillet on the stove, and you can put 1/4 cup of olive oil or any other oil. I recommend olive oil. I also have schmaltz, which I save. I save this after making duck breasts on the skillet, and I mean, I can't throw this out. This is gold. And I think it's sort of traditional to use schmaltz in many Jewish recipes. So I'm gonna put a sort of similar amount, like a 1/4 cup, maybe half of this, into the skillet. I'm gonna put it on the stove and put it on sort of low to medium flame so it doesn't start burning, but it will get to be very hot. Okay, let me...
Алло? Алло?
Да.
Я не могу продолжать, я не знаю, что делать.
Где ты остановилась?
Ну, я натерла картошку, но у меня вопрос, выжимать воду или нет, мне никто не отвечает.
Воду я не выжимаю, ты можешь выжать, если у тебя много воды, очень собралось, картошка very watery. You can certainly, можно выжать немножко, yes.
А что ты ставишь на воду, я не поняла.
Шмалц, это жир. Когда я готовила утиную грудку на сковородке, у меня остался жир, я его слила, я его держу в холодильнике, он не портится.
Понятно.
Так что нужно в картошку ставить? Cornstarch и что еще?
You put cornstarch and you put salt, you mix that up, and then you put eggs, 3 eggs. You can open this.
Сколько корнстарча? Я не помню.
1/3 чашки.
1/3 чашки?
Ну, сколько я помню.
Okay.
Я все забыла.
So I'm putting this much. Okay. Yours will be different because you're using oil. And I'm going to continue with potatoes.
А зачем ставить масло в картошку?
It sort of loosens it up. I mean, you know, как говорят, кашу маслом не испортишь.
А если у меня маленькие яички, мне оставить 4 или нет?
Можешь 4 поставить.
Можно я спрашиваю? Я еще только тру, а ты сейчас что сделала? Надо еще что-то делать, пока трешь?
Я поставила сковородку, моя сковородка чугунная, я ее поставила на печку.
Да.
Масло, 1/4 cup of olive oil, or any other oil, olive oil. Put it on the stove on like sort of low medium heat, so it's hot.
То есть нагреть кастрюлю?
Да. Или кастрюлю, если вы используете казанок.
Да, я не кастрюлю, я овен, но нужно нагреть ее с маслом, правильно?
So again, we're adding cornstarch, third cup of cornstarch, and 3 eggs and salt. I mean,
Какой консистенции куголь?
you have the right consistency.
Какой?
Вот как у тебя, он очень хорошо, выглядит замечательно.
Да?
So 1 cup of oil или half?
А как знать, соли побольше, наверное?
Соли побольше. Я бы сказала, если вы используете кошерную соль, наверное, at least tablespoon of salt. In recipe, it says 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, which is about a tablespoon. But you know yourself, if you like it salty or not, so you add more or less. I mean, I think this dish can be prepared with green onions and like other herbs. You can put it in. I don't know if feta cheese would work well. Probably not. I think it's great just the way it is, just onions and potatoes.
Это то же самое, что получается как латкис, да? Или драники?
Yeah, it's very similar. You make a big one big latke, and you make it in half.
Okay.
And you sort of cut it like you would cut, если вы делаете бабка, выходит такой пай большой, или маленький, depending on your skill.
Понятно. Наверное, можно добавлять всякие дополнительные ингредиенты. Можно как-то помидоры или там еще что-то, сыр?
Помидоры я не вложила бы, не клала. Another great thing about this is you can make it up to 2 days ahead. You can put it in the refrigerator and reheat it. And it's just the same.
А как сделать, чтобы оно не пристало к сковородке? У меня такой
You have to put 1 cup of oil in the skillet. And then you put oil also in the potatoes.
У меня все время к этой сковородке пристает.
Put more oil.
Не поняла, ты настругала уже картошку так быстро, Ал?
Да, что там?
Нифига себе, у тебя скорость.
Опыт, я часто делаю.
У тебя скорость, блин, просто. Я на фуд-процессоре дольше.
Слушай, пока я с вами говорю, я уже 5 инкомтексов сделала. У меня сейчас время, деньги.
Марин, а дальше чего с сковородкой, с маслом? Должна нагреться, быть горячей. Перед тем, как вот это все замешать, выльем сковородку. Яйца.
И одновременно разогреваем духовку для того же кугела, правильно?
Да.
Окей. Я готова.
Ты молодец.
Она скоростная просто.
Девочки, вы видите, сколько у меня картошки получилось? Всем видно?
Да.
У меня стол чистый, я соберу со стола, положу вниз. Окей. Я добавляю крахмал. Я добавляю соль и перец. I like it peppery. Okay. Mix this, and then I'm gonna add eggs. I don't know, mine are not watery, so I don't see the point. For me, I don't feel like I need to squeeze the moisture. I don't think you need to mix the squeeze the moisture out because it's gonna be in the oven for an hour, so any moisture is gonna evaporate. Mix. Eggs, but I'm just adding 3. And again, this is very forgiving. You can add eggs, you can add little large eggs instead of small. So it's sort of, can everybody see like the consistency? Kind of a little, not runny, but sort of has some liquid in it. Okay.
А что следующее делать после того, как мы все сделали?
1 second. You just clean it up.
Я уже просто очень горячий.
Пить, Алка.
Нет, пить я не буду.
Пить.
Clean this up.
Я волнуюсь за свою сковородку, которая с маслом нагревается.
So, I am going to show you. It's very hot, so be careful when you put it in, it's gonna splatter, okay? So, can you hear it's sizzling?
А я не вижу, что мы делаем. Мы просто высыпаем всю эту сковородку?
Yes, but it needs to be hot, so you can hear the sizzle, but be careful, your oil is hot.
Как только мы это делаем, сразу в духовку?
Yeah.
И
You
час
can-
засекать.
You can heat it up a little bit like that, you know, when it comes out, it's gonna have some sort of, you know.
Марина, извини, я отвлеклась немножко. А что, вот картошку сделала, что я делаю дальше? Кладу
Cornstarch, salt, and 3 eggs. 1/3 cup of cornstarch, salt, and 3 eggs. Tablespoon of salt.
Окей, окей. Ага.
So I'm putting this in the oven. Just like this.
Не нужно, чтобы она зажарилась на сковородке чуть-чуть. Не надо?
We can also put a little bit of oil on top. Like that. Okay. You might have more than me. I don't think I have 3 pounds of potatoes here. Let me clean it up again. Everybody with me? Any questions?
Это нужно час делать, да? Кугел.
It's in the oven 75 to 80 minutes, but I found it very flexible. So, I mean, an hour would be enough.
А
But
как знать, когда он готов? Румяный должен
it's gonna
быть?
be golden on top.
Ага.
I wish I could show you guys, but I didn't make the second one, as I explained before why. but I can certainly send you a picture when it's done. It should be golden, like, you know, when you fry potatoes or when you do latkes. Same.
Okay.
All right, so can you guys see my screen? What's on the table? У кого есть, только у Марьяны есть досточка, но я все равно расскажу вам про досточку. I definitely make this recipe without it very often. I love this recipe, and I hope you're gonna love it too. But on the cedar plank, it's gonna have even more flavor. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You soak it. They are sold in Home Depot. They are sold in Whole Foods. I ordered on Amazon, so did Mariana. You need to soak it in water. Most of the recipes say you need to soak it in water. Research, and 15 minutes in hot water is enough.
А в чем разница между этой досочкой, которая деревянная, которая используется для резки?
This is cedar. Cedar, and this is thin. Okay, so these are usually used for grill, and I love that too. It gives smoky, sort of woody flavor to food. When we do it in the oven, we're not gonna have any smoke, but it's gonna infuse the flavor with vapor. When the water evaporates, it's gonna infuse the flavor into the fish, okay? And so when you cook with cedar plank, basically there are a few things you need to know.
Wait, just a moment. I hope everybody has a Fresh Time store around. And we have salmon on cedar plank wood at Fresh Time store. You can buy it, you can bake it, and it's amazing.
They sell them together, cedar plank and fish together?
Yes, and I can show you that's the portions, and there are some planks, and you can buy it. You can.
There you go. I've never seen it sold together. I usually buy it separately. But when you cook with cedar plank, you need to know the following. Where are my notes? Basically, you need to soak it. You need to know that it has to be in the oven. The oven has to be between 400 and 450 degrees. Again, a lot of recipes put 350. I don't know why. Below 400, it's not gonna have enough time to heat up because the salmon cooks so quickly. You need high temperature, so it's not gonna heat up well in the oven. And give this, and it would have enough time to give salmon a flavor. So there are also variations. You can put it in the oven as well to preheat, and it's wet, so it's not going to burn. And usually I put it on the sheet, on the baking sheet. What I'm going to try today is I'm going to put it on the shelf like that, if you can see. I'm going to put it like that, and I have baking sheet underneath, so it will catch all the drippings. And I think it might be better because the heat will be on the bottom as well as on the top. When you put it on a baking sheet, I think it's so good. blocks the heat and moisture when it evaporates. So you can also, I mean, there are variations. I've done all of them, and it's up to you. You can try different things. You can boil it. You don't have to boil it. I also put lemon, like that. Can you see? Can you see?
Да.
Okay. Yeah, you can see. Lemon, sort of big, so it doesn't stick. I need to put more slides.
Ну, смотри, это единственная вещь из кедра дома.
No, you cannot do that.
Смотри. Видишь? Это из Иерусалима, блин, я привезла.
Ты смотри, там спайси, не используй с Иерусалима.
Благословление дома. Могу прочитать, что здесь написано. Молитву могу вам прочитать.
This is a very thin fish. Again, a lot of recipes say to remove the skin. I don't remove the skin. I like the skin. Patty. I don't eat, but I just like the skin. It looks better with the skin.
Марин, извини, я пропустила, я пока картошку дадим. Что с доской я ее, что делаю сейчас с доской? Замачиваю?
Замачиваю.
Did you soak it before?
No.
No, okay. So you need to soak it in hot water for 15 minutes.
15 minutes. I can do it now?
Yeah, you can do it now. Put something heavy on top, or like fill a bowl with water, put it on top so it's submerged. I think it's fun, you know, it's like different when you serve it to guests. It's definitely, I think it's a sort of quirky and fun to put it on the table and surprise your guests. You don't have to grill it outside. You can sort of, you know, grill it inside. So I have salmon. It doesn't smell. When you buy fish, you need to smell it. Okay, it shouldn't have any smell at all. It shouldn't smell of anything. The fish should be shiny. The eyes should be clear. It should be plump. And sort of, I mean, use your judgment, you know, look at the fish, how it looks. If it looks old and sort of, you know, sad, don't buy the fish.
If it's sad?
Sad, looks sad. Yes, don't buy the fish. If you want to wash it, you can certainly wash the fish. I don't like to wash it. It's gonna be in the oven anyway. It's gonna be in heat. So whatever's on it will be destroyed by heat.
Пытался ориентался знать.
Ничего нельзя.
То же самое спросил.
Закончи слушай. Майка покана. Neki kamienici mi взяли 2 dni čini s potom Майка происходит.
Я знаю.
So the thin part is tail. I usually fold the tail under before I put it on a plank, but first I put salt. I put salt on both sides and pepper. I put salt on skin too. Okay, and pepper. And then I fold, well, I put it on top, I fold the tail because it's thin. It's gonna cook faster. So it looks like this. And now what we're gonna do is put mustard and brown sugar on top. I use Dijon mustard, and that's what's on the recipe, and that's what I recommend. I tried other mustard, I didn't like it. Dijon, sort of grainy. This one is not that grainy, but still has, you can see it has some pieces of mustard in it. Okay. Don't forget to put salt again before you put mustard. Normally, I would make everything ready. Like I would make potato, I would make salad, I would make everything. I would serve the table, and then I would put the fish in the oven because it cooks so quickly and you want it hot. But since, you know, we're doing this class, I cannot do that. So we're all gonna cook it together, or at least you're gonna see. Yeah, I forgot to mention, if you don't have a plank and you wanna do the same, this recipe certainly works. I think I mentioned that. It certainly works without the plank. You can just put it on the foil paper, on the baking sheet, and you do the same. So I just put salt and pepper. It looks nice. Can you see? It already looks nice. It looks nice like that, you know? It looks very pretty. Okay, and then the recipe says 6 tablespoons of mustard and 6 tablespoons of brown sugar. And don't be afraid, it's not gonna come out sweet at all. I think it's so pretty. I love it. And you just smudge the mustard all over, like on the sides. You know, I think that's enough. Again, you know, you don't have to be like precise with the recipe. You can just use your common sense. This, you see it's enough. You know, if you would put mayonnaise on top, you would put this much. So you put mustard like that. And now I'm gonna put brown sugar. Again, don't be afraid that it's a lot. You're not gonna feel it. If you can see, it's covering the salmon. Okay? Do you guys have questions before I put it in the oven?
How are you gonna put it in the oven if it's 350 degrees?
I have a rack. So what I'm trying today is, usually, like I was saying, I put it on a baking sheet, on foil. I put foil paper on a baking sheet. I put it on the foil. Today I'm trying it. I'm gonna put it on the rack, and then I have baking sheet under. So if it's gonna drip, it's gonna drip on the baking sheet.
Oh, but we have potato there.
You're gonna have to wait until potato is done, or you can raise the temperature until 400. Slide the potato on the bottom, and when the oven is 400, you put the salmon on the top.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So I'm putting it in the oven. The recipe says 10 minutes. Again, mine is very thin, so you have to watch it, and again, also use common sense. And then after 10 minutes, you turn the broiler on. You always turn the broiler on if you're doing this in the oven, obviously not on the grill, so that you have this nice brown, crusty patches on top of the fish.
Марин, а мы картошку крышкой не закрывали, нет? Нет.
I'm going to tell you about the fish because Alla was asking me, Alla from Staten Island was asking me if she can substitute with cod and shrimp. You can certainly substitute with cod and shrimp on the cedar plank. You can, I don't know if I would put mustard and brown sugar on those fish, on cod and on shrimp. I would probably use garlic and maybe mayo, or maybe Asian sauce, you know, on top of the cod. And also about the fish and substitution, basically there are 3 types of fish. First type is the fattiest. and salmon is one of them. Salmon, Arctic char, and trout. They're all the same. It's in the same family, and they are the fattiest. Then, so if you want to substitute within the same family. And then the next one is also oily fish, but not so as oily as salmon. And that fish is bass, sea bass, black bass, snapper, bronzino, sea bream, and dorado. So you can substitute between those. You can use dorado for snapper or bronzino. So stay within the same family. And the last one is white flaky fish, which is cod, haddock, hake, pollock, and halibut. So you can substitute within the same family. And again, like I said, the fish needs to smell fresh. You have to know where you're buying the fish. I would buy, from the same store where you know that it's fresh. It has to be glistening. It has to be plump. It has to be firm. Don't buy sad-looking fish. So I put it in at 5. I'm going to give it 10 minutes. Then I'm going to turn on the broiler. Let me clean this up. Мариана, что у тебя там? Можно посмотреть? Oh, рыбка. Beautiful. Looks very nice. Looks fresh. If you have small pieces, there also, you saw the plank that I used is 6 by 12. That's probably better. Usually they sell a 5 by 12. That's narrow for the fish. For the pieces like Mariana using, there's also smaller planks. You can do individual looking pieces. And I think, I've never done it, but now I think about it, it would be nice to serve it for dinner and make individual portions and just serve it like that.
Right. They also sell такие cedar wrappings, so you can wrap in the cedar.
Never seen it.
Да, такие прямо как японские салфетки, вот как это.
А вот эти вот, да, что делают суши, да?
Да, и вот они вот так, you can wrap in the cedar, so that I guess the smell comes out. И они, кстати, дешевле, чем эти planks.
Где, в каком магазине?
На Амазоне.
На Амазоне. Я просто думала, если это в магазине, то можно спросить fish purveyor, fish guy, what to do with it. I mean,
Сколько у тебя пришло? Сколько тебя заняло на Амазоне?
Меня неделю, да.
Да, неделю.
У них аспарагус был завернут в это. Но, в принципе, я подумала, какая разница.
You can also do, you can do fish, you can do chicken on the cedar plank, you can do vegetables, asparagus including. I mean, asparagus would be great for the, it's long and it would just stay on the cedar plank nicely. You can do fruits as well. And the same goes for the grill. You can do fruits, you can do chicken, you can do shrimp. Shrimp would be great, I think, with garlic and...
Ну, идея, чтобы это запах, да, пропиталось таким запахом.
So again, like I said, when you put it in the oven, you get sort of flavor from steam of the cedar. When you put it on grill, it's more like smoky cedar flavor. We can't create the same that's on the grill, but it's a little different, but I think it's nice as well. Any questions? I'm going to show you guys the last thing, which is pears, which is, there's nothing to do there, absolutely nothing other than clean the pears, peel the pears and put them in wine, sugar and cinnamon and leave them for overnight to sort of infuse with the color and flavor. And also I tried this time, like it said on a recipe, to add a little bit of more color with beet juice. So I grated a little bit of beet. Basically, you know, if this is a beet, I grated this much on the side with this side. And then I just squeezed it with my hands. And basically you have a couple of tablespoons of teaspoons of beet juice. And you know, beet juice is very sort of potent and gives a lot of color. So I'll show you. This isn't cooked yet, but it smells wonderful. It smells with wine. It's been sitting in here at room temperature. You know, I just turn it from time to time. I use Manischewitz because that's what I had open, but I didn't add any sugar, obviously, because Manischewitz is very sweet. If you use regular wine, add some sugar. So I'm gonna put this on the stove for 30-40 minutes, and you will have your dessert. And I think it's, you know, I love pears. You can definitely do whipped cream or ice cream. I mean, for me, just pears would be fine. I can smell the cedar. It's really good. I recommend it. Just order on Amazon and try it. It's 14 bucks for 6 planks. I mean, it's no brainer. Whenever you order something else, just order it and try. That's about it.
Подожди, так это многоразового пользования?
Yes, you can use them multiple times actually, and you can use them multiple times from the grill, depending, you know, what temperature did you use. It might burn more. Sometimes it burns more. Sometimes, depending on the quality of cedar planks, sometimes they burn, and you have to throw them out and use new ones. But you can definitely reuse them, especially after you use them in the oven. They're not gonna burn. They're gonna be just as new. You know, you just wash them with water and leave it to dry and use it next time. Very good question. Do you guys have any questions? We have very short and quick menu today. I hope that you liked it. I hope that you let me know after you taste it what your thoughts are, and I also welcome feedback of any kind. And I will send you a picture of